I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what it's about. I'm just gonna watch it blind. Munch into the mic. Please trigger the people. Can you fuck off? No, I don't want to do that. I don't wanna. Charlie complained about it too. Okay, so it's gotta be good. Let's watch it. Him is the worst movie of the year.
The new movie Him from producer Jordan Peele is the equivalent of a cinematic septic tank, a complete and utter failure of a movie that for whatever reason fancies itself a horror think piece, but in reality it's as smart and spooky as putting Pee Wee Herman in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's nice.
It might be the worst movie of the year, challenging anti-classic pieces of shit like War of the Worlds or Hurry Up Tomorrow. It really thinks it's saying something about the pursuit of greatness and sacrifice. Shit, it even thinks it's saying something about race and concussions. Just throwing everything at the wall and we have to watch as nothing.
Is football scary now? I guess getting a concussion is pretty scary.
Sticks. This movie might have been written by people,
but the people are retarded.
Oh.
I love that clip.
And sorry about the visuals for this one. Universal's been flagging every single clip we put in with copyright claims because they know they have a turd on their hands and can't handle criticism.
I fucking hate it when people do that. You have actual like constructive like transformation and critique of a piece and they instantly copyright strike you for like 2 seconds of a clip. One of the videos, I forget what the movie was called that I reacted to, it got copyrighted and blocked. Not that I care that much, but it's just like really, you're that insecure about a critique of a movie that I reacted to? You have to copyright strike it?
I'm driving Backface crazy editing this.
Help me. Please.
Him is so utterly brain dead, it's like the writers penned it with as many concussions as the protagonist gets, gassing up painfully stupid characters with these undercooked and half-baked themes, the likes of which are so on the nose they might as well be punching you in the face. You know what? I'd actually prefer getting punched in the fucking face over having to rewatch this unflushed turd. I hate this movie.
I should watch it. I bet you it would be funny.
I hate that I spent money on it. I hate that I wasted time on it. So I'm gonna do my job and spare you the pain of...
Wait, is that Key or Peel? Whichever one it is, the comedian? Why is he in this movie?
Watching it and tear this fucker to shreds for your enjoyment. Before we dive in, a quick word about the sponsor of this video. And yes, I'm going to spoil the movie because I don't care, and neither should you, because you absolutely shouldn't see it. Please don't see it. Real talk, your phone is probably judging you. It knows you've spent 47 hours on that bubble popping game, and what do you have to show for it? Sore thumbs and a third place finish on a leaderboard nobody looks at? Probably. But what if I told you your phone could start paying rent? Enter Cash Giraffe.
What?
The app that's like a generous long-necked friend who pays you to have fun.
Long-necked.
How does it work? First, you download the app.
Can you pay me?
Got it. Not exactly rocket science. If you can find the app store, you're already overqualified. Then you sign up. They'll ask you for permission to track your game progress, but don't stress, they don't collect or share any personal data. And now the fun part. Choose from tons of free games that you are probably already playing. Then you just play, level up, and earn gems automatically. That's it. That's the whole job. While you're strategically flinging birds, Cash Giraffe is quietly, dutifully filling up your digital piggy bank with the gems in the background. It's like having a tiny invisible gaming butler who pays you. These gems aren't for feeding some digital pet that will inevitably run away like your dad going to get milk. You cash these gems in for real, actual money. Like, pay for your Netflix subscription money. It's the most satisfying windscreen
Chad, if something's free, you're the product.
You'll ever see. And the best part is, it's totally free. No ads, no fees, no credit card required. So why are you still wasting your time for free? It's time to start cashing in on your free time. Download Cash Giraffe with my link below. Ding! And you can get up to 3,999 gems as a welcome bonus. Stop playing for pure, unadulterated shame. Start playing for cold, hard cash, baby! Download Cash Giraffe. Your wallet and that judgmental phone of yours will thank you. Thanks for Cash Giraffe for sponsoring this video. And now back to it, baby. The story. Okay, so we start the movie out in the past when our lead character Cade was just a boy. He's watching football with his family, and his father's the quintessential all-American dickhead, using football as a metaphor for life. I say this as an actual fan
That's so cringe. I can already tell I'd hate this.
of American football myself, but come on, a cliche is a cliche, which is all this movie's filled with.
We're gonna watch the trailer, and obviously I won't include it in the YouTube video because that's gonna get striked, but I want to watch it with you guys because this is all very heavily edited to avoid copyright strikes. I want to see how bad it actually is.
The family, specifically the father and son, watch in horror as their favorite player, the quarterback named White, gets injured on the field in the most comically over-the-top, gruesome way possible. The father takes it as an opportunity to lean down and tell his son that's what a real man looks like.
What?
Fast forward to present day, and Cade is now on the verge of being drafted out of college for the pros. Yes, he's going to be a quarterback just like his daddy wanted him to, who's dead now for some reason.
What?
I say some reason because it's never disclosed why he's dead. He just is because the movie needs him to be. One night while he's out practicing, Cade snuck up on and attacked by a goofy-looking assailant to get the plot moving forward. He misses the combine because of the injury, with plenty of concussion symptoms showing up that persist throughout the movie, but go absolutely fucking nowhere story-wise. I'll discuss that in detail later. But lo and behold, the team of teams come calling anyway. The Saviors, the team he's been a fan of since childhood. And guess who wants to meet him? Why? White, the greatest quarterback of all time, who has won 8 fucking championships. And it had to be 8 because in the real world, the actual GOAT, Tom Brady's, won 7. And his real life story is actually the foundation for this entire shitty movie. So Cade goes out to meet White for a personal combine all his own. And out of nowhere, gay shit starts happening immediately.
What? I beg your pardon, what?
For whatever reason. White insists no Instagram, no DMs, and specifically mentions Grindr and not Tinder.
No Grindr.
I'm not saying...
No Grindr! Who says that?
It's gay in a mean way either. It just is. It's fucking awkward. Like, at this point in the movie, White and his crew might as well be asking Cade to have sex.
You want me to fuck this maricon?
You can fuck him if you want to.
They code switch back and forth between oddly sexual to threatening his life, as Cade's put through trial after trial to test his mantle as a quarterback.
What a bitch, huh? What a fucking bitch.
What a bitch! What a bitch!
The movie tries to get weird and trippy when they bring out a football machine. Cade has to make sure his shitty receivers catch the ball, or a football...
No, don't put the football machine up his butt, please. Don't make it even more awkward.
It's launched directly into the singled out white dude's face. See? I told you it wasn't gay coded. He misses a few throws, meaning the lone white dude gets brutalized and his face gets smashed to pieces. Basically how you'd feel too if you had to watch this piece of trash.
Wait, how? Because he missed?
They make the token white receiver a goofy retard too, hopping up afterward and cackling like So yeah, Jordan Peele-esque indeed. White.
But this is a horror movie? Yes, about football and getting hurt. It's like, yeah, it's like football Squid Games. That's probably how I'd describe it. Yeah, just like gore.
I mean, the character, not the white guy, is disgusted with Cade because he actually cares about the receiver catching footballs to the beak and chastises him for it. The oddly homoerotic and violent shit carries on throughout Cade's mini training camp, with our charisma-avoidant lead actor not even attempting to make us care about the character. They get super weird with the violent threats, like Dookie cannon levels weird.
In jail now, they making Glock Dookies.
Glock Dookie?
A Glock Dookie. Take a water bottle, and then you just fill it up with piss, shit, sperm, with any kind of fucking body fluid you can. Anytime you got some beef, you pull it out and you just spray a motherfucker with that shit.
He says once in a while that what drives him is family. But of course, being a shitty movie, it's all talk and no show. The guy just says he cares about his family, says they matter to him. But we never once get any hint of this other than what the opening scene in the movie provides. Cade starts getting injected with serum and blood. Totally not in a gay way, and also finally starts showing some signs of life, because he's mostly been walking around like he's on Ambien. Cade begins taking training camp more seriously, because you know, you gotta be crazy if you want to be the best. He's the quarterback, but for whatever...
This is so weird and demeaning to like football players too. This guy must hate the guy that directed and produced this. Must have been just hates football players.
For a reason, headbutts a defender, smashing him into oblivion and seriously injuring him. Just what White wanted. White tells Cade how proud he is of him for, I don't know, playing out of pocket. Yeah, good on you for being bad at your position, dude. After all this, White and Cade are relaxing in a sauna together, also in a totally not gay way, and White tells him he loves him. No homo. White then leaves, and right after that happens, Cade's attacked by a crazed fan who somehow picks up one of the sauna rocks with her bare hands.
Damn, you don't feel that heat, huh? That thing is blazing hot, bro.
You got kick bones?
And she tries smashing his face with it, but the plot deems he realizes it just in time to start choking a bitch, Wayne Brady style. And White comes in, licks
A woman just randomly chokes him out?
her fucking face for some reason, then apparently kills her. The following day, Cade and White are hanging out again, discussing what happened, and White puts a gun in his mouth like a dick, totally not in a gay way, and then points it at Cade, who has basically no reaction at all. Jesus Christ, does this guy have any emotion? Is it the actor, or was the character written like this? We will discuss.
No, he choked
White
her.
Then
Yeah, but she was trying to kill him.
Brings Cade out to a shooting range to, I don't even know, shoot shit for funsies, I guess. They bring out what's clearly a dead body, and Cade's just...
Wait, hold on. Look at this shot. Why are they in the middle of the desert and there's like football helmets with torn football shirts and then a random gazelle? What is this shot?
A dead body, and Cade's just totally cool with all this because the movie's fucking stupid, and they start blasting it with rifles. White makes a weird bet with Cade that if he misses the next shot, he gets to take his youth, but if he hits it, he'll give him all the riches in the world. To which Cade...
What is he, the devil? What do you mean, the youth and the riches? Excuse me? What does it even mean?
Suggests, nah, I earned my shit, and nails the shot, spraying blood everywhere. Totally normal, nothing to see here, just shooting bodies. The movie's ebb and flow through retardation starts to finally culminate when Cade sheds some snot rockets at a press conference when discussing his father. Because, once again, family is what matters most to him. So he says, over and over throughout the movie, just to drive the point home. Then he's on a bench press in a tuxedo for whatever fucking reason, when he's told he gets to meet the owner of the Saviors by White's Botox-infused wife, and is brought out to an Eyes Wide Shut party where he drinks some wine with the white people who own the team. I specified that they're white because the movie does so about as often as Cade mentions family. Some choppy kaleidoscope...
Why do people... Never in my life have I watched a horror movie and just like thought about how the race matters of like a family. Like there's a way to make things about race and make it part of the plot, but a horror movie isn't exactly one of them, I would say. Family.
Scope-style bullshit editing shows us White's Botox wife sacrifice something with a knife. Fucking whatever. Let's just get this over with. Cade wakes up to more infusions of White's blood, set up by White's white boy medical slave that's been pumping him full of this shit throughout the movie. Cade then rips it out of his arm and walks into the next room, where he finds White, who tells him that he's supposed to be the next GOAT. And this blood has been passed down from White quarterback to...
Wait, he's been injecting it with someone else's blood? Can't they kill you?
White quarterback until it finally got to him. It's how he became the GOAT. He didn't earn it, and his name is even White. Get it? Get it?
Fuck you!
He tells Cade he had to be great just to be considered good because of his skin color, to which Cade says, this some white people shit.
The greatest football players are black. There's so many black people in football. What are we talking about here? What?
Then they fight each other until Cade kills White, and then he walks outside to all the owners of the Saviors waiting for him in animal masks because symbolism or something. They want him to sign his contract because the movie's fucking ass, and instead Cade proceeds to just kill everyone there.
What?
Because this is supposed to be a satisfying ending like Weapons had, but it's really just dumber than a sack of bricks. Nope, he won't be suffering any legal repercussions for mass murder or anything. Totally not. He even says,
yeah, he's a football quarterback. He won millions of dollars. He's just gonna get away with it.
to one guy, I'm gonna kill your old white ass. Because, you know, race is a necessary component to any Jordan Peele related movie, whether he's a director or producer. I'm sure it'd go over really well if the races were reversed and he said black ass. Anyway, Cade gleefully kicks the old white dude's head across the field in the movie.
What? Dude, this is so weird.
Anyway,
look at this
Cade
shot.
gleefully kicks the old white dude's head across the field.
This shot right here. Him. This, you know what this reminds me of? Kind of like, I want to say, Lady Gaga performances. Like, she's done some like these, right?
Across the field and the movie fucking ends.
What?
Jesus
That's
Christ,
it?
there's a lot to break down here. Let's just get started. First, Him's commentary on greatness is a direct parallel and bastardization of the real-life legendary quarterback Tom Brady. He's so famous, even my international audience most likely knows who he is.
even the
And Him thinks it's
Europeans.
critiquing and criticizing his story by planting a caricature of every person involved in his life. This movie thinks it's a satire, but it's a fucking farce. Quarterback White, who's a stand-in for Brady, has a guru behind the scenes that reflects Brady's own real-life partner, Alex Guerrero. Elsewhere, the old white guy is a stand-in for Robert Kraft, owner of the team Brady played for nearly 20 years. The movie is filled with half-baked ideas, but this is the only one it tries to play all the way through, and fucking fails miserably. The film explicitly states that White didn't earn his position as the GOAT, which is to imply neither did Brady, and that's absurd. Not to get all football geek, but the man was a third-string quarterback.
I'm telling you, this movie, I'm not super invested in football, and I've never seen this movie, and just from him describing the actual story strikes me as someone who wrote this, just they fucking hate football.
Who worked his way up.
It's like
And
fan
when
fiction.
QB1
Like,
got
they hate
injured,
this
he took his
person
place
or
and never
this-
relinquished the
the
position
sport.
because he was fucking better.
And again, I thought it was gonna be like about how concussions make you like go crazy or something. Like, I don't know, it could have been like a psychological horror. And this is like centered around a character killing everyone.
Much better, 7 championships better. They have to up the game of White by having him win
What?
8 championships in the movie, topping Brady by 1. See how good at math I am?
Yeah,
and criticizing his
that's
longevity
strange.
by suggesting it's unearned because, hey, no one can realistically play and win Super Bowls for over 2 decades, right? This leads directly into the blatant themes it throws at your feet in hopes you'll connect with something, mostly race and privilege. Since it's critiquing a white quarterback's real-life story through a fictional black quarterback, it doesn't hold back at suggesting, hey, if you're this great, there's gotta be something here, right? Privilege, race, or otherwise, correct? But from here on out, it does everything half-assed. It's a Jordan Peele produced movie, so the billboard sign that says race theme reads clearly, even when it can't actually form a coherent thought on the subject. Marlon
I
Wayans
preferred Key and Peele when they just made like fucking jokes about everybody. I don't know what happened or what possessed them to do this. Again, producing is a big role in a movie. You get to dictate how money is spent and how it's done. You're not like a director, obviously, but still. You get to produce the theme, basically, of the movie.
White tells
And
our
the
protagonist
direction.
that he had to be great just to be considered good, which, shocker, has nothing to do with race in reality. The majority of the NFL consists of black players, and the top stars in the league from the quarterback position are, shocker, black. Quarterback White then basically openly admits to not earning his spot as QB1. He was groomed and given the position, directly contradicting all the sacrifice themes they throw out. So is it unearned, or was sacrifice involved? Don't ask this movie, it doesn't have a fucking clue. It just throws shit out there and hopes you'll like the movie simply for having themes, without giving any resolution, follow through, or even a thought to them after
Or
they
blood for the sake of blood and showing people getting murked. It's so distasteful and weird. Again, I've seen horror movies before where there's like an actual plot to it, but like this is just bizarre.
brought them up. Yes, indeed. This movie is definitely for the but my themes crowd. Snyder fans will eat it up, I'm sure. Always going back to shitting on Snyder. Yeah, baby. Fuck that guy. Him wants to be about sacrifice, but it slips on a fucking banana peel. Sacrifice should sting, should matter. It's supposed to be the heart of the movie, right? But we get some bullshit, creepy rituals, bloodletting, shadowy elites in masks.
Oh, and then injecting blood into him and being like, yeah, this is what I mean.
Standard
Yeah,
shining
his
level
blood
Squid Game
matters.
shit you've seen a million times before.
Squid Games made more sense and had more of a theme about, even though I think that if you watch it more than like twice, I think Squid Games loses its luster because it's ultimately about the games themselves, not like the story behind the guy. I don't think the ending was very well written in the first season, and I know it fell off really hard in the next one. But at the end of the day, it was still entertaining.
Just hollow trash, all spectacle and no substance. Cade and White don't choose to give anything up, it's forced on them. So basically exploitation, not sacrifice. And the film never gives a fuck about clearing up the distinction. The emotional core is missing too. White's handoff of the goat mantle should break you, but it barely registers because no one's motivations are fleshed out, to put it kindly. It's just a story about losing things, not sacrificing them. And when everything, blood, body, family, soul, is symbolic of sacrifice, nothing actually feels meaningful. Him mistakes pain for depth and loss for purpose, and the whole theme collapses into empty ritual. A horror movie about sacrifice that doesn't understand what the fuck it's saying. Him also struts in like it's about to deliver the definitive horror take on football's dark side. Concussions.
It would have been so cool if it was like about a guy going crazy because he has like multiple CTEs. There's a dark side to it. I think you can exaggerate it and make it into a horror psychological horror thriller film. This is not it, man.
Culture, obsession,
Black
but
Swan,
it fumbles
but football,
every
because
single...
you break, or like maybe you're getting revenge on someone. Like, I get it. Some people enjoy that kind of thing, but this is just so badly written.
Play. Concussions? Yeah, the film treats them like a cool horror effect taken directly out of a Mortal Kombat game, with a few dizzy POV shots, a bloody nose, and then we're back to supernatural nonsense.
And then also his dad dying at the start and nobody explains it, and not having it tied into the story. Ugh.
It doesn't capture the reality of broken men slurring their words by 40. It just uses brain trauma as garnish. And when it comes to football culture, fucking forget it. Instead of digging into the cultish worship of the sport, where kids are treated like gods one minute and disposable bodies the next, the movie swaps in literal cults in robes and fans so obsessed they're willing to commit murder. Ooh, spooky. And as far as its take on obsession, that should be
you could have gone as far as like materialism too.
Beating heart here, but it's an aggressive fart instead. The grind, the addiction to being the guy, the endless chase for GOAT status. Him can't commit to any of that. It waves that obsession, then drowns it in those half-baked occult rituals and recycled horror cliches. By the end, we don't see the true cost of obsession, just another athlete trapped in a plot the writers couldn't finish. Him wants to say football is hell, but it never understands the game. Instead, it's just horror window dressing slapped on a sport it doesn't bother to know. Then the movie struts around like it's the smartest kid in the room, but here's the problem. It's got nothing to say.
Why is he wearing
Him throws
chainmail?
themes around like confetti. Sacrifice, concussions, football culture, obsession, race, legacy. They're all there, and then they just fucking sit
He's holding a goat head.
there. No resolution, no insight, not even a half-assed conclusion, just dangling threads pretending to be profundity. And so, when you inevitably walk out scratching your head, the film has the audacity to act like that's your problem. You can almost hear some snarky jackass say, "Oh, you just didn't get it." No, pal, we got it. They just didn't do anything with it. This is the worst kind of pseudo-artsy filmmaking. The kind that mistakes incoherence for depth and silence for subtlety. Remember in Batman vs. Superman when Supes spreads his arms wide and people were like, "Oh my god, he's like Jesus. See, dude? Themes." It's basically an entire movie just like that. If you don't worship its empty gestures, you're branded as someone who doesn't understand. No.
And people being too literal and then writing things into it. Again, you could have had themes of someone losing their mind. Why do you involve this cultist shit where it doesn't belong, man?
We understand perfectly. We understand how fucking dumb it all is. Him fumbles every theme it touches and then tries to blame the audience for dropping the ball. Other than themes, everything else about this movie sucks too. What a surprise. From acting to even the editing and pacing. In fact, the editing in Him feels like someone tossed the film footage in a blender and hit puree. Scenes don't transition so much as crash into each other, like a highlight reel assembled by a coked out intern. One moment we're in a locker room, the next we're knee deep in cult cosplay, and the film never gives you a second to process, let alone care. That could work if the pacing had any rhythm, but nope. It's either dragging its feet through endless moody stares by our dead-eyed lead actor, or sprinting headfirst into chaos with zero build-up. It's cinematic whiplash minus any payoff. Instead of momentum, you get a movie tripping over its own shoelaces like the goofy kid in high school everyone picked on. The
fact that he's not really editing it that much, the cutting is just giving me an aneurysm.
And the only thing you've sacrificed is your patience. Him isn't paced like a thriller. It's paced like a YouTube supercut gone wrong. I've had a few of those. And the editing, pure amateur hour.
The
Prancing
YouTube
around
poop.
is artistry. Now let's get to the cast, specifically the lead actor, Tyreek Withers, who has the screen presence of a tattered cardboard box. Completely charisma deficient with non-existent energy. This dude shuffles through the movie like he downed a NyQuil cocktail before every take. No joke, watching him stumble through scenes is like watching a mannequin try to pass a sobriety test.
Man.
Awkward, lifeless, and completely detached. This dude's in an ambient haze, never once convincing.
Was this posted on Netflix? Is that why the cuts are so fucking rapid and paced?
You that he's the
Weirdly.
chosen him, or even remotely aware of what movie
Is
he's
this on
in. His
Netflix?
facial expressions are a roulette wheel of nonsense. Sometimes he's blank when the script is screaming for terror. Other times he's smirking at moments that are supposed to be horrifying. It's like
That's
he
the director's fault too.
picked his reactions by throwing darts at a corkboard labeled faces. There's no consistency, no emotional through line, just a parade of mismatched expressions that sabotage every scene. Instead of anchoring the film, he drags it down, turning what
I'm
should have
the
been a commanding
Joker.
performance into 2 hours of Ativan-fueled theater. Speaking of dragging things down, if the lead actor in him is bad, the supporting cast somehow manages to drag the bar even fucking lower. These are supposed to be his anchors, the veterans, the foils, the ones who prop up the protagonist when he's circling the drain. Well, guess what?
This is an actual full-blown movie that was like not on Netflix. From Oscar winner Jordan Peele and Monkey Paw Productions. All right, we gotta watch this.
You don't
after.
get that
This
in this
is
piece of shit
insane.
because they're dead weight. Each one acting like they wandered in from a different, equally terrible movie. Instead of elevating the story, the entire cast, sans Marlon Wayans, amplifies every awkward beat and every sloppy edit.
He's
The whole
the
crew looks like they're
Joker.
contractually obligated to be there, slogging through dialogue with the passion of a convenience store employee. With the passion of
It just reminds me of like a homeless guy with like shit on their face. Bah!
a convenience store
I'm the
employee.
Joker,
At least the
baby!
token white receiver gets to laugh maniacally like an idiot, so there's
Yeah. Like the shot right here is like, I'm the Joker of football.
that, I guess. So yeah, outside the leads, the rest of the cast doesn't just fail to support, they actively make the movie worse. To that end, Marlon Wayans is the lone bright spot in him. Don't get me wrong, the character he's saddled with is idiotic, written like a doughy bread stereotype mashed together with bargain bin mysticism, but Wayans actually shows up and brings a grounded intensity that almost tricks you into thinking the
can't save
script
a
gave
movie,
him something
though.
worth brings a grounded intensity that almost tricks you into thinking the script gave him something worth playing. Every line he delivers has weight, every look carries a kind of wary authority, and for a fleeting moment, you wonder what this movie could have been if everyone else matched his effort from the writing to directing. Like I said though, the character
The writing from the ground up is the issue. Like, again, in my opinion, this whole thing is just such a shit show. You've seen movies that were like, this movie could have been great if they just changed out the actors or the director did a better job. This looks like an overall slop fest. The concept could have been cool.
itself is garbage,
They just
thinly
shit the
sketched,
bed.
inconsistently written, and ultimately pointless. Wayans is like a pro
You know what you need? Explosions. You need Michael Bay up in this bitch.
athlete stuck on a junior varsity team, playing his ass off, but the game around him is unwinnable. Credit where it's due, though. Marlon Wayans elevates trash material into something almost watchable, even if the movie does everything possible to waste him. Outside of everything, this is supposed to be a horror movie, though, right? Well, guess
Horror
what?
my
The scares
ass.
fucking suck, too. It's like Donnie Darko meets Jordan Peele, with every cliched jump scare put in place that's supposed to shock you or spook you, but you see them coming a mile away. Beside the shitty attempts at that, it also tries to thrill you and creep you out. But again, we've seen this stuff time after time.
Yeah, football with cultists. Chad, that's so scary. VTuber, but with cultists. That's scary, right?
So it's really nothing you haven't seen, relegating you to just a shoulder
In the
shrug every
desert,
time there's an
too.
attempt
Don't
at
forget
weirdness.
that.
It tries to unnerve you. Is the guy they're shooting at alive or dead? Is the crazed fan going to kill our hero? Well, unfortunately, you don't see him as a hero because he's so goddamn boring, so there's no tension. And the alive or dead guy is just there for shock value, eliciting a yawn instead of a spook. Fucking whatever, horror movie, you suck at this. Ultimately, it's the quintessential Jordan Peele movie, minus all the hype and his actual direction. They're clearly trying to reach reach his audience. It looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, but when you approach it, it's not the real thing. It's the boat Penguin was riding in in Batman Returns. You can understand why he was so upset his production company got a hold of this instead of Weapons that came out earlier this year.
Oh,
now
Weapons,
that
yeah,
was a great horror flick. Something to really sink your teeth into. This was clearly a shitty consolation prize for him, and you got to reap what you sow, I guess, because this thing is nothing but a complete stinker. So yeah, that's him, a bloated, self-important mess of a movie that thinks slapping the words sacrifice, race, and concussions into the script somehow makes it profound, which it fucking doesn't. It just makes it...
I think that it was probably helped by an AI. The writing just strikes me as something that an AI couldn't like quite convey into emotions to tie the characters together. And then they were like scrambling. They're like, okay, so the guy is a football player and they're sacrificed and dad dies, and then it never really matters because you're not really developing anything other outside of football, because football is kind of like a cult. Oh, we should put cultists in there. And then these guys get more concussions, but nothing ever really happens. And at the end of the day, the guy murks everyone, and then it shows how like the man named White, he's the bad guy. Yeah.
Incoherent. The editing is dog shit, the pacing is non-existent, the scares are reheated leftovers, and the acting outside Marlon Wayans ranges from drunk girl chic to DMV clerk levels of energy. The film struts around like it's profound art.
It reminds me of like 2008 really trashy comedy horror films. But even then, that's insulting because Scary Movie is actually really funny. It's like a comedy.
It's really just Jordan Peele's sloppy
like
seconds. A hollow imitation of smarter horror dressed up in cult robes and football pads. It's not scary, it's not smart, and it sure as hell isn't entertaining. And the worst part? It has the audacity to pretend you're the idiot if you don't buy into this nonsense. No, Mr. Peele. No, we just all think it's terrible.
You just don't get it.
Isn't a misunderstood masterpiece. It's a cinematic stinker. And the only thing you sacrifice watching is your time, your money, and maybe a few brain cells. So please, I ask you one last time. Don't see it. Don't stream it. Don't even pirate it. Let this one rot. GG.
Forgot I'm him. I'm the himulation. I am him Kardashian. Him Buck2. Himon and Pumbaa. I got my DNA test back. Turns out I'm 100% Himalayan.
The goat! The goat! So now, Chad, now you have a PSA to not watch the movie. And again, it's so disappointing because like I've seen Peele make decent enough movies. They're not for me. I think that they're very, very, what's the word? Is it ostentatious? I guess, I don't know. Like the fact that he went from being a comedian to like taking himself just that much more seriously makes me think that he's really pretentious and needs to make movies and series that like get away from the fact that he kind of built his career on being a comedian, and he wants to like be more over the top so that people like take him more seriously. Whereas you could be a comedian and have like, you know, a non-comedian angle to like, you know, you're writing as a director. Like over the top? I don't know. Hipster energy? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.